The success of the beef industry depends on the ability of producers to work together and build a strong, united front. And joining us now to talk more about these efforts is Carol Ann Romo, Executive Director of the New Mexico Beef Council. Carol Ann, how does a strong state and national partnership through the Federation of State Beef Councils help secure the future for the beef industry?
Well, for us as a small state of New Mexico, time, money, and people are resources that are pretty scarce. And so by joining the Federation, we are able to maximize that and stretch the dollar, stretch our time, and get a lot of resources. And one of my favorite ways that we use that is by extending that Beef It's What's for Dinner brand into our state. So we've done that a lot of times, and using that has that weight and that meaning behind it more than, a New Mexico Beef Council logo would have.
The New Mexico Beef Council recently developed a Beef It's What's for Dinner hot air balloon. What inspired that project, and how has it helped raise awareness about beef in your state and beyond?
Yeah, so we have a story, or the lore goes, we were sitting at gymnastics class with a balloon pilot and all of that, but the most important thing is we were looking for a uniquely New Mexican way to advertise beef. The Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta is held in Albuquerque. They say it's the most photographed event in the world, and I tend to believe it. We really wanted to be a part of that, and one of the best ways to be a part of that would be to purchase this hot air balloon that is a 20-year asset. And so, of course, as ranchers are on my board, cattle men and women are on my board, they loved that asset side, right? That we're purchasing a thing that will last us those 20 and even up to 30 years. And so it's an advertising that lasts. You don't have that when you buy billboards or even digital ads, but we're really excited about that. Again, it's just that uniquely New Mexican way to advertise.
Now, if I understand correctly, you got to go up in that balloon. What was that like?
Yeah, so that is something I never thought I would do. In fact, I think I used the word never about a hot air balloon many times. But as we went through the process and we learned about ballooning, and we fell in love with this whole industry and the people, and they were a lot like ranching. They were willing to lend a hand, not afraid of hard work, not afraid of an early morning. And so as we grew to respect all of these people that helped us in the purchasing process and helped us in the flights leading up to the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, out of respect for them, I said, you know what, I'm getting in there. But I did make my husband go with me, and I did wait for a moment that I thought would be good to get content from above, and that was when we carried the American flag during the national anthem. And so every morning at Balloon Fiesta, there's a balloon of the day. We were that balloon of the day. We carried the American flag. And much like, our cattlemen and women, I'm very much patriotic, and we just had the best experience, the best time. I think my husband and the pilot said they both felt choked up and wouldn't admit it, but they might have had some tears. I thought I would. I was a little too nervous for any tears, but it was quite the experience. And our pilot is Trent Caldwell, is an excellent pilot. Every moment of it, I felt confident in his flying and his landing, which I always thought that would be the scary part, and it wasn't. But yeah, anyways, out of respect for them, I said yes, and then now I think I got to do it again. It was pretty wonderful experience, especially with that beacon of beef.
So are there ways other states can share the benefits from these kind of promotional efforts?
Yeah, so the New Mexico Beef Council hot air balloon is branded Beef It's What's for Dinner, so it can be used in other states and at national events, and we hope it is. Of course, it'll be pending pilot availability, and you won't be able to use it during my Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, but we are going to work with other states. In fact, there's some ballooning events in most states. If you're watching this, I bet you've seen a hot air balloon in your state, in your town, and we'd love to work with the other states, the Federation, and any other cattle or agriculture organization that wants to have the balloon there. You call us and we'll make a calendar and we'll make it work and let you know what the costs associated are.
Thanks, Carol Ann, for your time today. Now, if you want to learn more about some of the ways Checkoff dollars are being used to increase beef demand, then check out the Beef It's What's for Dinner website. You'll also find things like recipes, facts about nutrition, and great information you can use to talk to your friends and neighbors about the sustainability of the beef industry.